not taking admission, they are not turning up for the classes. They are just
Mm,
thinking like everything is on chat GPT, everything is on YouTube. Why to bother to the best
mhm.
teachers are available on the YouTube. Now, if you want to develop a bond or connection with your student, you have to put some extra effort. You
Right.
have to do something extra so that students you can allure the students to the classes. Now,
Mm.
this is difficult for teachers. I would say it's a tough time for. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. What about you?
I'm really, really good. Thank you for asking as well. Hello, my name is Sanitya. I'm your tutor for the day. A quick educational background about me is that I did my graduation in Spanish language. I'm
Okay.
currently pursuing my master's in the same, and I did English courses with British Council and Harvard University's online platform. So rest assured, you're in good hands when it comes to English. I'll try my
Mm.
level best to live up to that. Now that's all about me. Can I get a quick introduction on your end as well?
Yeah, my name is Rashmi Singh, and I'm a teacher by profession.
Wonderful.
And my voice is, I feel like it's echoing.
It's echoing
Uh,
for you. Just give me a minute. I think a couple of my learners go through this issue. I don't know for what reason. I think it is something to do with the
okay,
network.
okay,
So, whenever you're speaking, I'll mute myself and just let me know if the echoing persists. Okay.
okay, okay. So, my name is Rashmi Singh, and I am teacher by profession, and I teach zoology in a college as I am an assistant professor, and I'm mother to two kids as well. So this is a little introduction about me.
Well, that is perfectly good to have you on. And yeah, was the voice still echoing when I had muted?
I think there's some problem with voice as well. I would say. Are you getting me clearly? But I'm
Critical
not. Your voice is like not that loud. It's very at very low pitch
for me. For my
for me.
wait.
Yeah, yeah,
Now is it like getting clear as
yeah.
I can hear you?
It's clear
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Maybe because of I was sitting a little far away, maybe. Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Yes, so that is so good to know. Zoology. Oh my God. I can already imagine the workload you already have. So where are you residing currently?
I'm residing in UP, Uttar Pradesh, a
UP.
district Jalons nearby Kanpur.
Yeah, 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 I've heard of that place. Right. So you're teaching in a university at the moment?
Uh, my it's a college, degree college, but it's affiliated to Bundelkhand University, Jhansi.
Right. Yes, that was the thing that I had. Okay, that is wonderful. Then managing everything at work and then having two kids. I mean, you're already quite the superwoman, I should say.
Yeah.
So, how do you tend to have a work-life balance?
Yeah, it's like I have a great support, and
Mhm.
I have from my in-laws, and my mother-in-law is the backbone for my house and my family. So she take care of many things, and so I get some time. I just steal some time for other things to do.
That is wonderful. That is so good to know in those cases. And also, of course, I'd have to ask you, ma'am.
No, no,
Right.
no, please,
No,
please
no,
don't
absolutely.
bother. Yeah.
I must. Trust me, I must. Okay. So, I'd have to ask you, how can I help you here
Yeah,
as your
you're
tutor?
yeah, you are better qualified than me. You are at the level of English, I would say, at least. And I'm looking forward to having a meaningful conversation. And
Mm-hmm.
if it is topic or beyond the topic, what else
Mm-hmm.
fun would be beneficial for me when it comes to language? Because since my childhood, I was in Hindi medium.
Mm-hmm.
Even I uh, uh, got opportunity to study everything in English after 12. My
Mm-hmm.
reading skill and my understanding, or you can say like understanding skill and learning skill, is very good. But when it comes to speaking,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I feel like I don't have many words. I don't have. Sometimes it's like a sentence structure is not that great.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to be honest with everything, because I am a professor. I'm an assistant professor, so I have to deliver so many things in different conferences and seminars. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just make I want to make sure I have to be at the particular level. So I
Mm-hmm.
joined the English Yari session, and I would
Mm-hmm.
say the sessions I have completed till today, all and every session was so amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has something to share, and I have learned at least few things from everybody.
That is
So
wonderful.
same with you as well. I was just experimenting. If there's some new tutors, I can join them.
Yeah, yeah,
Haven't
sure.
found the opportunity till today, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I just booked your session.
Right. Now I feel a lot of pressure on my shoulders, but I'll definitely try
No,
to
you
live up to
please.
that. Rest assured, I'll definitely try to live up to their expectations. So, when it came to becoming a professor, because I'm someone who's aspiring to do the same, I've got a
Uh,
lot of questions. I feel it's one discussion we can have, which is very going to be very fruitful in those cases. What
mm,
do you see now that there is this NEP thing which is going on from a
mm,
perspective of a professor? Where because I can of course give my student perspective now that I've been in this for
mm,
almost a while now.
yeah.
2020 was the year I started my graduation, so I was the
Mm,
first experimental batch of NEP.
mm,
So of course I have my reservations, but I want to know the professors end because I've seen so many professors distressed with this particular educational policy. What is your take on the same?
yeah, I would say the NEPs, what expectations we all had with NEP, it is
Mm-hmm.
not on that standard, and it has few of the reason because of
Mm-hmm.
which it is taking place like that. Everyone is thinking it's not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because we are not ready for it. We haven't ready for it before as well, because we don't have those skilled teachers, those trained teachers, and because we all have just educated in the old system,
Mm-hmm.
and now you are just replacing everything with the like skill enhancement courses. Like I am a zoology teacher, and they are
Mm-hmm.
assuming this. I have to do the apiculture, silviculture, because these are the techniques which are skill based.
Mm-hmm.
So it is quite difficult for me because I have just taken care of the theoretical part, how I
Right.
could be that expert in that area. So at a particular level, it is quite difficult to maintain that what to say, that level on education system, and so students have to just select few of the courses. Like if
Mm-hmm.
there's 20 courses, we just open only 5 courses where we
Mm-hmm.
have expert teacher on that area.
Right. That is true.
So
That's
for the teachers also, the work is so much increased. Like you
yeah.
have to, everything is semester based now. Now you have to check the assignments. You have to do extra work for everything. Like 2 times the exams are going on for the year, for the 2 times. The answer sheets are so much, and then you have to record everything what is going on in the class. Because of that, teachers are so much frustrated because they don't get so much time to teach, which is the most important thing.
Right. That is
Yeah.
very true.
Mm.
The way you're putting it forward, it's exactly how we as students have also been perceiving the same thing, you know. So there is
Mm.
this one thing that is coming across lately. I really do want to speak to you about this. Okay, there is a very it's an equation we can say so.
Mm.
Okay, but that they are putting it forward this way. Do you believe in this equation or not? I do want to see that. Okay.
Okay.
Let it go. Yeah. Productivity is equal to punctuality. Do you believe in this?
uh, Equality is equal
Okay.
to punctuality. Equality,
Productivity
also
is
productivity.
equal to punctuality. Do you believe in
Punctuality.
this?
Yeah, for sure. I believe in this. This is the only mantra which I have seen so many people, and even I follow this. Punctuality
Okay.
is very important when it comes to something like I am on my English learning journey, or I just want to improve my spoken English. But if I'm not doing my homework, if I'm not punctual, if I'm not taking my classes at a particular
Mm-hmm.
time, and if someone is mentioning me, suggesting me, these are your problems, here you can improve, and I just listen it and just leave it. I'm not punctual enough in doing something. How I will improve? So
Mm-hmm.
punctuality is really proportional to the, what to say, is like directly proportional to the productivity.
Right, that is true. That is indeed something that I have followed my whole life as well. You know, being punctual is very important because even it's something as minute as being on time on for classes, or it is also something about reaching the deadlines for your assignments.
Mm.
But right now we've got something which circulates, which is almost from, at least from my perspective, because whenever I am thinking, I am someone who writes, who's really fond of writing, okay?
Mm.
But even it's an enemy for me, it's an
Mm.
enemy for a lot of people right now, and that is artificial intelligence.
It's Chat GPT.
Yes.
There's so
So
many.
punctuality, in order to reach punctuality, a lot of students just put it on AI, get their answers, and just put it through an assignment. For someone who is so in depth as
Mm.
professors, they will of course point it out that this is a chat GPT answer.
Mm.
I'm not checking it.
All the time we are knowing everything what is it,
Right.
but sometimes you are just compelled to check because you don't have time. Students are
Hmm.
only doing these things copy and paste. We
Yeah,
are knowing
exactly.
and we can't do
Hmm.
anything for that. But
Right.
here
That's
you
true.
can say it's like punctuality, they
Hmm.
are already missing it. And from the
Hmm.
very deeper level, at the very deeper level, they are not learning anything. Because
Hmm.
if you are not doing brainstorming, you are just copying and paste. You are doing only
Pasting.
copying and pasting. So
Hmm.
productivity is not there actually. It's only on the report card. It is not
Yeah.
the actual
Right. The
productivity.
punctuality factor then comes in, but the productivity comes on a big question mark,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I would definitely want to know, in the case of your university, how is the attendance ratio like? What are you having a very good attendance when it comes to your attendees?
Yeah, it used to be. But nowadays it's, yeah, it used to be attendance was so good in our classes. We have, like, for the first semester, BSc first semester, we have four batches in the 2019, 17, 18, and
Wow.
now it's all just constricted to the one batch, two
Oh God.
batch. Yeah, the number of the students are also decreasing, as well as the those who are taking admission, they are not turning up for the classes. They are just thinking
Mm-hmm.
like everything is on chat GPT, everything is on YouTube. Why to bother to the best teachers are available on the YouTube. Now, if you want to develop a bond or connection with your student, you have to put some extra effort. You
Right.
have to do something extra so that students, you can allure the students to the classes. Now
Mm-hmm.
this is difficult for teachers, I would say. It's a tough time for, and even for the students. Everything is on YouTube, but they are not punctual as we are talking about it. They are just thinking, yeah, it is on ChatGPT, we will learn it someday, we will learn it. And then exams come and all the load,
God, no.
everything they have to finish in one day. It is not possible.
Exactly. Exactly, what you mentioned is so important. It's rapport formation. As someone who is here, when I am, although I'm a tutor and I have to go across in an online medium, I struggle so much with some people. Some people really connect well. Some people I have to make an extra effort, whether they are getting me or not.
Mm,
I have to always
mm,
be there. So of course, when you're working as a teacher in a physical setting, it's completely different because your rapport matters a lot. It
mm.
not just matters from the student's perspective, it also, of course, as teachers we have to be unbiased, but it does matter a lot. If I don't have a good rapport with a student, I will never look for the positive. I'll
Yeah.
already see what I expect of that person, isn't it?
Mm,
So in right now I feel with this chat GPT situation, as you're explaining, I can
mm.
like literally listen to it entirely, honestly, when it comes to the education scenario. What is something
Yes.
you feel is lacking in the system right now?
In the education system,
Mm,
I would say, yeah, definitely, a lot of things are lacking. I'm not
mhm,
saying there are the teachers. Few teachers are great. They are
mm,
really working hard. They
mhm,
are just resonating with today's system. They are trying to be in that. But there are few teachers, they are
mm,
not bothering what is chat gpt, what is AI. They don't have to do anything with this, and they are
mhm,
they feel so safe, very happy, because students are not turning up for the class. They are safe, they don't have to take class. They,
mhm.
nothing is bothering them, but they are not knowing in the future if the colleges and universities will get closed, because the students number is important. If it is
Yeah.
decreasing like this, it will get closed
Mhm,
someday.
mhm.
Then what will happen? You will not get any salary then. And you are not skilled. You can take the tuitions, you can take those things. So it
Right.
is very important. That's why I'm saying now, government has just, they are just copying everything from foreign countries, and
Mm,
like they impose on us, this is the NEP system, you should work on this. the projects are important, this is important, but there is no lab, there is no lab facility, you don't have trained teachers. First of all, you should make sure teachers should have that particular training. Like
Mm-hmm.
at least you should have give 2 years to them, so that, and you also make sure you are giving them a proper training.
Mm-hmm. Yes, teacher training is very minimal. I've seen it.
Yeah,
Yes, that is very true.
very true.
And
Because if I have to take agriculture, I have to learn everything from myself.
mm,
I am the one who is doing, who's taking that pain. But
mm,
there are so many teachers, they are not doing anything. Why? I
mm,
am a qualified teacher, I have got a job. What is the need to now go to learn something?
mm, that's true. That is very true. The way you're presenting it, it's just also resonating with me right now at the moment, you know. And you know, there's also a perception about certain things. The other day, I think there was a conversation amongst professors, and this one professor said, "Okay, I'm a professor of English, I'm a professor of this, I'm a professor of this." The moment I said, "I'm also looking forward to being a professor in Spanish," the first thing people asked me were, "Is there a scope to it? Is Spanish even considered as a subject?" You
Mhm.
know, because I have seen so many
Linguistic have
cases.
always linguistic are something people are crazy about it.
Exactly. Then I was earlier in a linguistics, pursuing my master's in linguistics. And they're like, what subject? Because people were not aware of linguistics.
Not aware, yeah. They're the
So,
traditional,
yeah.
their own stereotype teachers. They don't bother to learn anything new.
Have you gone through a similar stereotype with
Yeah,
zoology?
every day. In my college, 80% people are like that.
How
Only
did you
10,
manage?
20%, 20% are those who
Hmm.
are really learning every day something new. They are really have good rapport with the students. They are taking objective tests. They are taking surprise tests. But
Hmm.
most of them are like taking book, reading it, dictating everything in the class. Now these things are not going to work because people are
Hmm.
doing so much hard work. They're like hardships. You can see on YouTube there's beautiful videos, the best videos on biology classes, on physics classes, on chemistry. Why they will attend your class, boring classes? You
Hmm.
have to make it interesting.
Mm, yes, that is true. And that is something that a lot of teachers are right now, you know, competing a lot in. So just tell, okay, from someone who is in the present generation and from someone who is not from much older of a generation, but a comparatively different education system, what was your process of learning like? From your bachelor's to your professor journey and your professor test? What
Hmm.
all courses did you go through? What all tests did you give? I want to
Okay,
draw a quick comparison.
I would say, even in today's scenario, our NEP had changed. I was just in that. My thinking was like, why to change the whole syllabus, make it up to date,
Mhm.
but also see the scenario. What is the today's need? You don't
Mhm.
just finish everything, because we are the students from that generation, and we are knowing much more than the today's students. They are
Mhm.
doing chat gpt. We were used to sit in the library and writing everything by
Mhm.
ourselves.
Mhm.
Now you are making the students who are just copying and pasting everything, because you are
Exactly.
giving them so much load. Why to give them so much load?
Mhm.
At least if they are preparing for 5 questions, they should know. They can imbibe everything in the whole.
Mhm.
So in my time, I would say we were like the students who were the always we go for go to library to issue the books,
Mhm.
sit on the libraries, in the libraries for many hours, making notes and these things. These
Yes.
things worked for me. But when I was doing my PhD and MSc, that time computers were there, Google was there. So we just take help sometime, like making of to get prepared, or projects for the diagrams for pictures, not like copying and pasting. We just open 20 folders, 20 particular sites, and then read it, take
Mhm.
printouts, read it, underline it, because our professors were so strict. I
Yes.
am a student from University of Allahabad. They were so strict. They just throw your answer sheet.
Mhm.
They don't give you marks. If you want marks, like if it is of 80 marks, you want 60 marks, you will have to be perfect, because uh, above than 60 they are not going to give you. And now this is the situation. We are just looking for what student is writing. We have to give marks. At least they are writing something. At least they have written something. You have to give the marks on
Mhm.
that.
Right. As you mentioned, we used to read and underline. You used to do your research. You won't believe I kept the same ideology. Right now,
Mm,
you must have seen there is CUET for
mm,
as an it's an entrance examination if you want to get into
mm.
PG and you want to get into undergrad as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So when I gave my CUET exam for Spanish,
Mm,
I came back sobbing because my syllabus included history,
mm,
literature,
mm,
and translation,
mm,
and something about culture.
mm,
I did my research the way
mm,
the older generation does, went through books, underlined, knew every single detail, but I lost out on the marks where because I couldn't get an admission for a very long time because of my score. I had to wait
mm,
till spot rounds in order to get admitted.
mm,
Now imagine someone who has worked with the language in their graduation, but when it comes to masters, being working so hard and not getting through. Why?
mm.
Because their questions were, what year was the embassy made in New Delhi? How is that testing my knowledge of the language? But yes, this was asked. Another, they were asking me to arrange authors based on chronological order of their births and deaths. And
Okay.
I was shocked because you're asking me about literature, you're asking about the type of things they write,
Mm,
the experimental tone and everything. That is the perspective of the language. How is
mm.
this justifying my knowledge of the
Yeah,
language?
right, right,
And
right.
I was just upset with the education system at that time, to the point, as you said, they're giving you so much load. How will the child interpret?
Yeah.
For
At
here,
least
it
you should
wasn't the
ask
load.
questions from the syllabus.
Right? It wasn't the load for me, but it was just their
Yeah,
expectations
you
at
knew.
that point.
You didn't have that idea. It can
Yes,
come. These things
because we
can
don't
come.
have anything, at least in this language, you're just left blank. So the way you're putting it, that we need some level of teacher training too. We need some level of knowledge ourselves to
Mm.
embark it upon our students to empower them as well. We aren't getting it.
Mm.
So for
But
a
even
yeah.
today, there are few students who are really learning like that. As you mentioned, you are also that kind of student who just
Mm-hmm.
underline everything, do research, and then study something, make projects, and if there are few students in my class as well, there are 4 or 5 students who always learn like this only. They
Mm-hmm.
are so focused. So it is always the same. But initially, earlier days, it was like 40%, 50% students were like that. Now the number is like 10%.
Right.
So the
Good.
interest is decreasing. Yeah.
So what is your one advice to a future professor if somebody wants to become?
So I would say becoming professor is not a big thing. If
Mm-hmm.
someone is like NET and GRF qualified, or they are just completed their PhD, they can go for professor.
Mm-hmm.
But to maintain it is very important, because once you get a job, you just stick on that. Now I am professor. You have to do. You have to write papers. You just indulge yourself in different activities like seminars, arrange some seminars in the college, some
Mm-hmm.
activities from which perspective you make a different perspective for yourself in the college or
Right.
university.
Perfect. Okay, duly noted. Thank you so much for your guidance. I definitely needed that. And it was such a delight to speak to you, the way you're conversing. And, I was very comfortable. I was enjoying this entire conversation that we were having. You're already such an eloquent speaker. You speak so well. There's so much confidence when you're speaking. There is just one thing that I noticed whenever we are speaking of the past tense, anything
Yeah,
which happened in the past tense.
as I was mentioning my class
Yeah, you're continuing with present tense only.
sentence. Yeah, sometimes it happens to be I just forget to switch on the past tense. Yeah, because
That's
at
just
that time I
normal.
also think,
Yeah.
yeah, I have to make it better, because I was in the flow and then I didn't.
That's why I didn't interrupt you. I don't never interrupt students when they are first of all, students. That I feel so
No,
weird
yeah,
saying
I'm so
that.
disciplined, dear.
But yeah,
Don't worry.
when you're in a flow, I don't want to interrupt them at that exact time because then they'll start thinking before answering the next thing.
Yeah,
And we
right.
don't want that. That just hampers
Mm.
education completely. You get all the things that I say.
Okay, tell me, Monica, how
Yeah,
to improve that? How to
that
you just you're telling and you just switch to that tense, past tense.
of course it that only comes with just basic practice, but if you feel that how do I differentiate it, then
Mm.
just if you are to practice on your own, just see from the perspective of what all I did yesterday and what am I doing today. Is that action that I started yesterday still going on today, or it's done and dusted, it's done over there?
Mm.
So we get an idea on where which tense comes. in a very easy manner. So
Mm,
whenever we practice what happened yesterday, you get
mm,
more idea of the past tense. So you get
mm,
more accustomed when it comes to discussing, like something as basic as
mm,
I started my job as a professor in say 2015.
mm,
Now, that is something which is still going on. You're still a professor. I
mm,
did my bachelor's in 2022. I was a student in 2012. Take it this way. I did so that is done. Your bachelor's are done, but the
mm,
process of professor is still going on. So that will come in
mm,
present tense
mm.
automatically, right?
Yeah, right.
So that way, certain specifications can be done.
Mm.
That is
It
something we
needs
can.
practice, as you mentioned. So I just want to ask you one thing. As my daughter is 12 years old, and
Hmm.
her one subject is French.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah, and she really loved to read it, and she's
Hmm.
I would say to a lesser extent she's good at it. I would say.
Very good.
So is it a fine subject if she just want to carry with it?
Absolutely. A foreign language. I have also studied French, so I know
Mm,
that French has a lot of benefits.
mm,
If she wishes to go out to study as well, it's a very good place to go about. But in India as well, we have a very good community of French speakers. So if she
mm,
wants to pursue it as into teaching, follow her mother's footsteps, it's well and good. That is
mm,
also going to benefit her a lot.
mm,
Before French and everything was restricted to schools, but
mm.
now they have started entering university domains as well. And when it comes to
Of
school, it flourishes. Honestly, teaching is flourishing in
course,
on
yes.
perspective of learning as well as the economical aspect of it. And
Yeah,
otherwise,
right.
if she wants to get into interpretation, translations, it's perfect. It's very, very good. It's very enriching language and it's very similar to English. So it's
Ah,
very
okay.
easy to grasp.
Mm.
It's easy to grasp French out of all
So you learn
European.
so many languages like French, Spanish, English. I think you know about Hindi as well.
Yeah, I
Any
speak
other,
Hindi,
any other language?
German.
Oh wow, my God, how you did that?
I just
For me,
loved
English is so
experimenting.
difficult, and you're just learning so many.
I just loved experimenting with languages. I knew
Wow,
this
that's
was my
great.
calling. That's
Yeah,
why.
it's
Any other
lovely.
questions?
No, so fine. It's love to talk to you. Really, it's a great session for me as well. Wonderful
Wonderful.
one.
Wonderful one indeed. I hope I get to see you very soon in another session, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Do take care. I'll see you very soon.
Same to you. Bye. Bye.